Okay, so you know that our today's topic is actually solve of numerical problems in ionic equilibrium. So numericals on ionic equilibrium, that one we will solve today. And as you know that in this chapter ionic equilibrium we have learned about several things. No, first of all pH, then pOH, then ionic product of water, then the hydrolysis of different salts, buffer solutions, several things we have learned. So our objective is today that to know how we can solve the numerical problems. We will try to complete our session in the full 1 hour. If it is not possible, then we will break it into 2 half an hour sessions. So let's start. As I am telling you that the first question. Now what is the first question? Let me tell you, I have gathered few questions here. Those questions are there in my phone in PDF format. So I am just telling you the questions from here. It is not possible that every time I will write the question and write the answers. Not like this. So I am just telling you, there are 4 different concentrations are given over there. Just they are asking that how to get the pH of the solutions. First of all, question number 1. So let's look at this. The first one there was that pH of 0.0033 molar HCl. As I told you that this is the molarity. This molarity will always consider as the concentration. You may have the idea that the strength and concentration, these two terms are different. No, they are different from each other. I know that you have this idea already. You have gathered this idea. But in this chapter, we are dealing with what? We are dealing with very dilute solution. So as we are dealing with very dilute solution, therefore we will always consider that strength tends to concentration. Actually the strength is generally written as activity. This is the activity, okay? This is the activity, and this activity is written as C into F. F is the constant, fugacity constant or coefficient of concentration you can write. So when for dilute solution, I am talking about the dilute solution, then F is equals to tends to 1. So you can consider activity equals to concentration. So the molarity, the normality, then molality. So these terms, molarity, normality and molality, I know that you are well aware about these terms because all these terms are discussed in our first chapter. So these 3 terms are generally representing what? The strength of the solution. But still we are considering them as concentration in this chapter. Why? We are dealing with very dilute solution in this chapter. We are considering the strength as concentration. So here it is the strength as well as the concentration for this solution. And what they are asking that find out the pH of this solution. How can we do it? Let's do it. We know that pH equals to minus of log of H plus concentration. So now look at this equation. Obviously the concentration of H plus will be same as that of 0.003 molar. So we will write it just minus of log of 0.003, that one. So we can break this also to make it easier for you, that 3 by 1000. So that will be our case. So as I told you already how to deal with the logarithm, minus log 3, then plus will be there. Why? We know that division of log means subtraction. Yes. So the plus will come here and it will be what? 10 cube. Okay. So 10 cube means we can write minus log 3 plus 3 log 10. So what we can get that? Minus log 3 plus 3, because log 10 is 1. We know that log 10 is 1. So we are getting that minus log 3 plus 3 into 1, that is plus 3. So our final answer, I am just calculating it. It will be 2.52. You just solve this. So it will be very easier for you to solve. I just told you that how to do it, how to break this 3 by 1000. How can we break this 3 by 1000? That means 10 cube. So 3 by 10 cube, division of log means subtraction. Obviously we have subtracted this one, log 3 minus of minus, it was minus log 3. So it is minus plus log 10 cube. So simple one. As now we got the answer to 2.52, you know that. So 2.52 is way below 7. So pH less than 7. So it is okay. The answer is correct. How can you know that answer is correct? Basically two things you need to follow. As I told you during our discussion of the chapter, that first thing you will know that the calculation, whether you are doing the right calculation or not. Second thing what you will observe? Second thing you will observe that whether your calculation, if it is acidic solution, it must be less than 7, and if it is basic solution, it must be more than 7. You must actually observe, and you must stick to these 2 points, the whether below 7 or more than 7. So after this we are going for the question number 2. Question number 2, they are asking that 0.005 molar NaOH. Okay. Again, they are asking 0.005 molar NaOH. Again, what will you do? I told you already that for NaOH, as is the NaOH, that means here OH minus ions are present. So we cannot directly convert it into the H plus ions. We cannot directly put this value in place of concentration of H plus ions. So what we will do at first? We will calculate the pOH at first. So again the formula is same actually. Minus of log concentration of OH minus. So let's put the value over there. Minus of log 0.005, and you can do the solve in the same way. What you will get? Minus log 5 plus log 10 cube. So what we will get? Minus log 5 plus 3 log 10. The same way, and the answer will be, I'm just calculating it. It will be minus log 5, that means minus log 5. 0 minus 0.69. So it will be 3 minus 0.69. So what will be the answer? You know that 2.31. 2.31. That will be our answer over there. Okay, that is our OH minus, concentration of OH minus pOH. So what will be the value of pH? Very easy. pH will be equals to pOH. We know that pH plus pOH equals to 14. Therefore pH equals to pH equals to 14 minus pOH. So our answer will be 14 minus 2.31. And what will be the answer? Do it. 11.69. So 11.69. So that is our answer. You see that this is way above 7. So it is pH is more than 7. Obviously it was expected that pH should be more than 7 in this case. Why? Because we know that this is the basic solution. NaOH is a base, so pH should be more than 7. It is 11.69. I hope these two numerical problems are very clear to you people. How we have solved this easy one. So two more examples I will tell you. I will write those examples over here. You will do it on your own in your home. Okay. Let me rub these two examples. As this is a video, you will get the video, and so you can write these things whenever it is possible for you. Whenever you need to see the solve of the numerical problems, you just rewind it, you just watch it. Okay. So other two numerical problems, these are homework. I am telling you the homework based on this question. 0.002 molar HBr and 0.002 molar KOH. Easy one I have given, no? These two, just do it at your home. Calculate the pH. What you have to do? Calculate the pH. Remember what to do when, as I have done in the previous examples. Let's go to the next type of question. What is the next type of question? The next type of question, here it is, question number 3. Let's discuss about it. The question is telling that the degree of ionization of a 0.1 molar bromoacidic acid. So what is this? They are telling that degree of ionization of 1 molar bromoacidic acid BrCH2COOH. How much? 0.1 molar. Okay, that is bromoacidic acid. Degree of ionization of 0.1 molar bromoacidic acid. Solution is 0.132. Calculate the pH of the solution and the pK of bromoacidic acid. So calculate the pH and pK. I know that you have already got the idea what is pH and what is pK. The theoretical idea you already have, and how to calculate the value of pK, that also you know. So let's do it. In which way we will approach? Remember, this is there one thing, degree of ionization. No? What is it? We know that Oswald dilution law. Remember Oswald's dilution law. Oswald's dilution law. I told you in one case, in case of hydrolysis, I told you degree of hydrolysis X, and the same thing degree of dilution. So Oswald dilution, degree of ionization or degree of dissociation you can say. So what is it? Ionization or dissociation. So degree of ionization, as in this phase chain it is written as ionization, we will write as an ionization alpha. So let's do it. Suppose BrCH2COOH. So this particular acid, it will be converted into its ions. So BrCH2COO minus plus H plus. So these are two ions, it will form these two ions. So now what will happen? Now we will consider as the initial and final concentration. How? We know that initial concentration, what is it? Suppose A, then if their concentration will be 0, we know that. So let's consider C, just like the Oswald dilution law. So concentration at equilibrium, we know that when the ion equilibrium is reached, the concentration at equilibrium, what will be that? C into 1 minus alpha. You know that I told you, if alpha amount already dissociates, that is the degree of dissociation. If alpha amount already dissociates, so the same amount will be produced as ions. So C alpha, that we know already. Is the case over there? Okay. So now look at this. How can we represent the Ka? So Ka will be, what is it? Concentration of BrCH2COO minus, then concentration of H plus divided by concentration of BrCH2COOH. That's all. So if we put the values over there, what will we get? C alpha into C alpha, C into 1 minus alpha. This one will get. Okay. So now what will happen? We know that here this C will be cutted out, and for very dilute solution we write that for very dilute solution. So now obviously the question will arise in your mind, so why we are considering is that very dilute solution? Is that so that in Oswald dilution law we have considered it, that's why you are considering? No. Look at that concentration. How much it is given? 0.1 molar. That reflects that is a very dilute solution. 0.1 molar means even the 10 times of 1 molar. 1/10 of 1 molar. That is the very dilute solution. So therefore 1 is greater than alpha. Therefore 1 minus alpha nearly 1. So that is the case. So what we can write? Ka equals to C alpha square. You got it? So now look at the case C and look at the case. This is the degree of ionization. Alpha is given. C is also given. Therefore what we write? Ka equals to, C is there. C is what? 0.1 into alpha is there, 0.132 whole square. So from here we will get the value of Ka. So what will be the value of Ka? Let's calculate it. 1.74 into 10 to the power minus 3. That is the value of Ka. So let's consider this Ka value and calculate the pKa value. As you can see that, just having this question. Okay. So how can we do it? We already got the value Ka. So what is the pKa value? We know that pKa is nothing but this is the pKa. pKa is minus of log of Ka. So if we take minus log in bracket 1.74 into 10 to the power minus 3. So if we solve this, what we will get? Let me do it. 1.74 into 10 to the power minus 3. So it will be 2.76. So we will have that 2.76. That will be our answer. Okay. This is the pKa value. One answer already we got 2.76. Both the answers they are asking. Then the pH. What will be the pH of the solution? Next they are asking that pH of the solution. How can you do it? If we look at that, we already know that concentration of H plus is given as C alpha, isn't it? So what we can do? C we have 0.1 into alpha also we have 0.132. So if we multiply this, let me do it. 1.32 into 10 to the power minus 2 molar. So that will be our H plus concentration. Therefore, pH will be minus of log of concentration of H plus. So what will be the answer? Look at that, minus of log 1.32 into 10 to the power minus 2. We know that we also can break these two. That minus of log 1.32, then multiplication is plus. Again minus minus it will be plus, so plus 2 log 10, so plus 2 log 1.32 plus 2, that will be our case. So let me do it. So it will be 2 minus 0.1206. The answer will be then 1.88 or so. So that will be another answer. Look at that, both the answers we got, pH of the solution and pKa of the Br2CH2 Br2CH2COOH. So bromoacidic acid, we have the pH of pKa of the solution of bromoacidic acid and also pH of the solution. Okay, so that is the way how we have solved this numerical. I hope this one also very clear to you. If it is not clear yet, then please go back in my video and watch how I have done it. Very easy one. We have to understand as the degree of ionization they are given. So that means from degree of ionization we have to use the Ostwald dilution law. Then we can solve it easily. Let me go for the question number 3. Remember, those are the homework. I'm just doing the homework also. We need the large portion of our board. You know that we don't have a large board. So if we have that board and if we can gather in near future, these videos will be more interactive and better. The approach will be far better than this. So obviously our third example will find. Yes, that is our third example. Example number 3. What will we do now? Now let me tell you, there are several things they are asking. Again, I will just show you one example and 2 examples will be your homework. First example, suppose 0.3 gram NaOH is dissolved in water to give 200 milliliter solution. Okay, so what they are asking? They are asking pH of the solution. pH of the solution. What will be the pH? Okay, very good. So look at that. This is NaOH first of all. So we will get what? OH minus concentration, not the H plus concentration. Let me calculate the OH minus concentration at first. So what we will do at first? At first you have to get that concentration of OH minus. How can you do that? Remember that NaOH, concentration of whole NaOH, it will be 0.3 gram per mole. We know that gram per mole, that is 40 is the molecular weight of gram per mole, 40 gram per mole. That will be the molecular weight of NaOH. So if we calculate, what we will get? 0.3 by 40. Let me do it. 0.3 by 40. So it will be, yes. Here we will multiply 1 by 0.2 liter. Then our answer will be 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 2. That will be our answer. Okay, molarity. We got the molarity. How we have done it? We know that 1000 milliliter. Just I want to clarify this. That 1000 milliliter, that is 1 liter. 1000 milliliter, or better write 1 liter. 1 liter NaOH contains 40 gram, then gives what? 1 molar. Okay. So therefore, if 1 liter NaOH contains 0.3 gram, then how much mole? .3, that much mole. Okay. So now if it is 0.2 liter NaOH contains 0.3 gram, it will be what? 1 by 40 into 0.3 into 1 by 0.2, isn't it? That is the case over there. Simple thing. If 0.2 liter, then how much it will be? So we will get this as this answer. So this is the molarity. This is the OH minus concentration. Remember, I have calculated the whole NaOH concentration, and as we know that NaOH dissociates into ions, that is the Na plus and OH minus ions. So as both the ions are coming from NaOH, we can consider, and it is clearly visible that both the ions are of same molar. So 1 mole Na plus and 1 mole OH minus ions from 1 mole NaOH. So the whole concentration of NaOH implies to the concentration of OH minus ions. So concentration of OH minus ion is the same, 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 2. So obviously we can calculate the pH over there. pOH will be minus of log of 3.75 into 10 to the power minus 2. Let me calculate it. How much it will be? 1.43. That will be your calculation. So what will be the calculation of pH then? pH will be obviously 14 minus pOH. So it will be 14 minus 1.43, and what will be the answer then? 12.57. So that is our desired pH. Okay. So obviously it is way above 7, pH more than 7. As I told you earlier, always you observe, we match it. It is above 7, and calculation again recheck it. I am not doing the calculation from some place that where the calculation is done. Please do all the calculation on your own also. I am doing the calculation over here. I am making the video and simultaneously calculating it here. So if you want to clarify it, obviously you must clarify. So do the calculation on your own also. So that is the case how to calculate the pH. So now if we give this way, then also it will be easier for us to calculate. Even if it is the normality is given, then also we have to calculate normality, molarity, molality. Those terms, I think it will be. I think it is always be clear to you people, because you people have already read it in lower classes. Basically, those who read in West Bengal board, they had this in class. I think which class? It was in class 9, I think. Yes, molarity, normality, and specifically in class 11, the first chapter, it was dealt with this molarity, normality, and molality. If you have any doubt, please go through the first chapter again and get a simple knowledge about these terms. So let me wrap this. I told you the one example I have given. I have solved the one example, and 2 more examples I will give you to do at your home. So that those will be the homework for you people. Previously I gave 2 homeworks. Those are based on first 2 questions. Next one. So homework. What is it? Let me tell you the homeworks. Yes, there comes the homeworks. It is that homework number 1, 0.3 gram again of calcium hydroxide. Remember, calcium hydroxide dissolved in water to give 500 milliliter solution. Now calculate the pH. And number 2 is 1 milliliter, 13.6 molar HCl is diluted with water to give 1 liter of the solution. Now its pH. Now it seems that question number 2 is somewhat different, no? Between these homework, question number 2 is somewhat different. So let me solve the question number 2 for you. First one you can solve just by watching the previous numerical problems, how we have solved it. So this is the question. So what is the case over here? 1 milliliter 13.6 molar HCl is diluted with water to give 1 liter of the solution. So obviously what we will do? Let me tell you. Let us use the formula for neutralization. What is the formula of neutralization? What I mean actually, that is the titration. For titration, we actually calculate what? The strength of the unknown strength of the solution. So what is the unknown strength over here? Suppose it is V1S1 equals to V2S2. Now look at that, volume is how much? 1 milliliter. It is V1. S1 is how much? Strength 13.6 molar. Very good. V2 is how much? 1 liter. That is the 1000 milliliter. And S2 we don't know. So let us calculate the S2 at first. What will be the S2? The strength of this solution. Then we will calculate the pH of the solution, nothing else. So the strength will be 13.6 by 1000. So what we can write? That 13.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar. Okay. So that will be our concentration of HCl. So as we know again, HCl dissociates as H plus and Cl minus ion. So whole CH plus ion concentration comes from there. So concentration of H plus ion, we can write that 13.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar. So let's perform the pH calculation. Minus of log of concentration of 13.6 into 10 to the power minus 3. So let's do it. Let's see what is the answer. Log 13.6 into 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 3. So equals to, yes, it will be 1.87. Again you can see that it is way below pH, way below 7. So it is obviously the pH of HCl. It can be the pH of HCl. So what is the extra thing we have done? This equation we have used in this case is the extra thing we have done over there. So otherwise the whole part is same. Only the extra thing what we have done, that is this calculation we have done over there. So that is the example of second example of homework. The first one you must do at your home. Okay. Let's go to the next type of numerical. Numerical type 4. 3 different types of numerical we have done already. So this is the numerical type 4. Let me see what extra type of numerical is given over there. Okay. So numerical type 4. Let's see which numerical is present over there. Number 4. Yes. Here we go. The hydrolysis. No? The ionization constant of nitrous acid. Let me write. Ionization constant ionization constant of nitrous acid. It is given, what is given? Ionization constant of nitrous acid is 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. You know that? Then it is given that calculate the pH of 0.04 molar sodium nitrite solution. Sodium nitrite solution. You know that sodium nitrite means NaNO2 and nitrous acid means HNO2. Okay, nitrous acid means HNO2, nitric acid is HNO3 and HNO2 is nitrous acid. Therefore, the sodium nitrate is NaNO2. Sodium nitrate is NaNO3. Okay, nitrous acid solution and its degree of hydrolysis. We know that. So we got the example over here that is related to the hydrolysis of salt. We know that. Which salt is there? Sodium nitrate. So let's talk about it. So at first what we will do? Sodium nitrite we will write. Let's write it in that way. NaNO2 is a salt from what? Salt from strong base and weak acid, isn't it? Weak acid. We know that acid is weak already given, and base means NaOH. From NaOH we get the cation Na. So strong base, weak acid. At first you need to identify this. The salt is made from where? Which type of base and which type of acid? Na, sodium, it's a cation. It comes from where? NaOH, a base. That is strong base. So it's a strong base, and weak acid obviously NO2. That means from NO to HNO2. Obviously the weak acid. So strong base, weak acid we got. So degree of hydrolysis, from where we will get it. So you know that for this case degree of hydrolysis. What is it? You know that H. The equation I have solved the equations, and also I have given you the solved portion in PDF format. So you know that it will be Kw divided by Ka into C. So that is your degree of hydrolysis. You got it already. So what are the values? The values are given. The ionization constant of nitrous acid. Obviously Ka is given, C is given as 0.04 molar, and Kw is ion product of water 10 to the power minus 14. It is also given. So let me do it. So it will be 10 to the power minus 14 and 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 0.04. So just put the values over there. So let me calculate it. How much it will be? On 10 to the power minus 14, 4.5, 10 to the power minus 4, 0.04. Yes, then root. So it will be, yes, 2.36 into 10 to the power minus 5. So we got the second answer, degree of hydrolysis. We got H is the degree of hydrolysis. The first one is what? pH. Now we need to calculate the pH of the solution. How can I do the pH of the solution? Look at that. We know that pH is very easy to calculate. For hydrolysis of strong base and weak acid, what is the equation? pH is half pKw, half is common here, plus pKa plus log C. Okay, so that will be our equation, half pKw plus pKa plus log C. So we have weak acid, strong base. Remember, for this case, this is the equation. This particular equation I have solved already and given it to you. So let me calculate the pH. Half pKw means Kw is 10 to the minus 14, obviously. So it will be minus of log of 10 to the minus 14. Already we know that pKw is 14 actually. Plus pKa. K is what? K is given over there. I think we'll use this bracket. So K is given, yes, 4.5. So minus of log of 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus log of what? 0.04. That will be your calculation. Look at that. This big calculation you have to do with the help of logarithm. Let me calculate it for you. Make this easy. So half, then 14 plus, if we take the log outside, then it will be minus log 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus log 0.0. What will we get? 14 minus log, so it will be 14 minus plus 3.34, how much came? 68, okay. Then log 0.04, yes, minus 1.39. Now do it. What will be the answer? 14, 17, 18, 18.67, that means by 2, 7 points something. Plus 3.3468 minus 1.398 equals to, divided by 2, it will be, yes, 7.97. This is your answer. Look at that. This is the strong base. So obviously the salt is basic. That means the salt is basic in nature, not basic salt. The salt is basic in nature. So obviously pH is what? Way above 7. So again we have the answer. Strong base. Remember this. This is the strong base. That's why basic nature of the salt. The solution is basic in nature, not the basic salt. Remember, this is the difference. There is a distinct difference between these two: basic salt and basic nature of the solution. The salt solution has basic nature. We know the hydrolysis we are discussing, no? So if we write the hydrolysis process, what we have? That NaNO2. This will undergo the hydrolysis. That means H2O, and it will gives back what? NaOH plus HNO2. Isn't it? That is the hydrolysis process. So this solution is basic in nature. Why it is basic in nature? Because it will give us NaOH, strong base. This is the presence of strong base is basic. So obviously pH is above 7, 7.97. So that's all about the fourth category of the numericals. As I told you, fourth category of the numerical problems. Now I am going for the fifth category of the numerical problems. What is the fifth category of numerical problems? Let me see what else I have. I have gathered some examples. So let me see what else I have. Another this type of question is given. So let me solve this. Then we'll go for the next type of numerical problems. I hope that is the last type. No, 2-3 more type of numerical problems are over there also. Okay, let me do it. Then we'll go for this. 0.02 molar is the fourth type, actually same type. 0.02 molar of what? Solution of pyridinium hydrochloride. Pyridinium hydrochloride. Remember, this is a salt. Okay, it is a salt solution. Pyridinium hydrochloride, obviously an organic solution. Has pH. It has pH. How much? pH equals to 3.44. Calculate the ionization constant. Calculate the ionization constant. Ionization constant for calculate the ionization constant. That's all. For pyridinium hydrochloride actually. So this is the case. The concentration of the solution is given, no? pyridinium hydrochloride. It is clearly visible that salt solution is acidic in nature. That's why 3.44. It is the pH of the solution. So now what I have to do? Ionization constant is what actually? We know that ionization constant means Ka. We need to calculate the value of Ka. That is our goal. So how to do it? Pyridinium hydrochloride. It is not a simple thing, it is a salt. So we will again go for the salt hydrolysis. Pyridine plus HCl. Our salt is actually pyridine plus HCl. That is our salt actually. Let me see. Yes, pyridinium hydrochloride is given. This is salt. That's why given. Okay. So what is it? That pyridinium hydrochloride. Okay. So it's a salt from where? Strong acid. Remember, previously it was the weak acid. This is the strong acid. That is HCl and weak base. That is the pyridine. So let me tell you the formula of pyridine. C5H5N. It looks like this. This is pyridine. Okay. This is pyridine. It's a heterocyclic compound. You will learn about it in our organic chapter. When we will discuss about organic chapter, then some examples will be discussed at first. In those examples, obviously the pyridine will be there. It will represent a special category of the molecule, heterocyclic. That means it looks like a cyclic ring. In one of the case, in cyclic ring, nitrogen is present. All the other portions of the ring, I don't know you are aware about it or not, all these joints, these are the carbon atoms actually. This looks like a benzene ring. If you have already observed any benzene ring, then this is actually the pyridine. So one question is off the topic. I am just asking you that do you know that who has discovered benzene? He was not a conventional chemist. This is a question for you. Just do not search Google. Do not Google it. It's a very bad habit. Just try to remember who has discovered benzene. A very common thing. You all know the scientist. He is very famous scientist, but we don't know that whether he has discovered benzene or not. He is famous for some other thing. Okay. So let me tell you the salt from strong acid and weak base. So what we will do that? So the pH of an aqueous solution of this salt we will calculate. What is the pH? The formula will be half pKw then minus pKb minus log C. Okay. So that will be the formula over here. Obviously we got it. So pH we got 3.44 half. We will already know that pKw is 14. Previously we have done it. pKb we have to calculate. From there we will get the calculation of Kb. So now what we know actually, we need to calculate Kb, not Ka. Why? Because look at that, the weak base but the strong acid. So depending on the base actually we are calculating. Okay, pH is 3.44. So the base is weak base. So that's why our dissociation constant must be from the weak. Previously we have calculated the solution becomes acidic, a basic, NaOH, but we have calculated pK for the weak acid. So that's the case over here. So pKb we will calculate and minus log C, log 0.02. So that will be our case. So let me solve this one. So that at last we will get the pKb. So if we do it just 6.88 equals to 7, it will be over there, and minus pKb minus log 0.02. If we calculate log 0.02 minus log 0.02, 1.7. Okay. So what will be that? 6.88 equals to 7. Here we can write minus log of Kb. This is it. Okay. Plus 1.7. So it will be written as what? So 6.88 equals to 7 plus log Kb plus 1.7. So 8.7 obviously. So 8.7, 6.88 and 8.7. So log Kb will be Let me calculate it once again. Minus log 0.02 minus log 0.02 will be equals to 1.7. Yes, it is correct. Then log kV, it should be the half, that means 14, and we must keep half over there, no? 7, it will be 1.7 by 2. Yes, 1.7 by 2, and it should be pkv by 2. Oh, sorry. We have a little glitch in the problem. What is the glitch over there? That is, already we have multiplied the 2, no? We must keep it as 14, because already we have multiplied the 2 over there. Yes, now 14 plus 1, 15.7, and then it will be log kV equals to 6.88 minus 15.7. What will be that answer? So 6.88 minus 15.7. So it will be minus 8.82. Minus 8.82. So therefore kV will be 10 to the power minus 8.82. That will be our answer actually. So there must be a simple form, 10 to the power minus 8.82 bracket. It will be 1.51 into 10 to the power minus 9. 1.51 into 10 to the power minus 9. So that will be our answer for kV. Okay, there's a little bit glitch, so please consider it. There's a little bit problem, sorry for that. That we have to calculate, keep it as 40. We have already multiplied the 2 over there, but I have mistakenly written 7 over here. So it is not 7, it's actually remained as 14. There's no problem about it. And then log kV minus of minus log kV, the plus log kV will be there. So log kV will be 6.88 minus 14 plus 1, 15.7 minus 15.7 minus 8.82. So you know that log kV means kV equals to 10 to the power minus 8.82. So just a simple operation of log, then we have done it, finished. So that will be our answer. Same type, just like question number 4, the same type of question we have done. Okay. So now let's do the last type of numerical problem. Another 2-3 types are over there. The next day I will try to give you another video like this, so that you will get this type of numerical problems again. Another 2-3 type of numerical problems we will get. So what is it actually? Next type of numerical problem, question number 6. What we have? Let's look at the numerical problem. What I have right now with me. Yes. Yes. The solubility product. Very good. Another type we got. So the solubility of strontium hydroxide SROH whole twice at how much temperature? 298 Kelvin. It is 19.23 gram per liter. Okay. Very good. Solubility of SROH whole twice is at 298 is 19.23 gram per liter. Now calculate the concentration of strontium. We know that. Calculate the concentration of strontium and hydroxyl ion and pH. Obviously 3 things we have to calculate: the concentration of strontium and hydroxyl ion and pH. 3 things. So let me start. Let me tell you how to do this problem. At first we have to calculate molar mass. Okay, molar mass of SROH molecules. I hope that you know strontium is 87.6. Very good. So it will be 87.6 plus 2 into 17. 16 plus 1, 17. We know that. So it will be 121.6 gram per mole. Okay, that is the actual molar mass of strontium hydroxide. So now the solubility is what? Solubility is 19.23 gram per liter. This is given as solubility. Very good. So now what we will do? Therefore, number of moles, how much mole is given? That is the 19.23 divided by 121.6. So why it is that 19.23 gram is present in 1 liter? So 121.6 gram per mole. In 1 mole, that much gram is present. So if that much gram is in 1 liter, then how much mole is this? We can say that 121.6 gram contains 1 mole. So 19.23 gram contains how much mole? That much mole in liter, moles per liter. We have the gram per liter, we have to convert it in the moles per liter. Remember, while we have discussed and while we have calculated that KSP values, then what was there? That moles per liter. S be the solubility, S be the solubility in moles per liter. So I have to calculate it in the moles per liter. Let me calculate it. 19.23 divided by 121.6. 0.158 moles per liter. Okay, we got it, moles per liter. Now what I have to do? We know that the concentration of strontium from strontium hydroxide, it is same mole, 0.158 moles per liter. We got this one. Same thing we got. Now what we have? OH minus. into 2, it will be 0.316 moles per liter. So now we will have a question, why into 2? Look at that. Strontium hydroxide dissociates into Sr2 plus ion plus 2OH minus ion. No? As 2OH minus, that's why whole strontium hydroxide has this much solubility. So obviously the whole strontium hydroxide will have this much solubility. Strontium is 1 ion, so it is equivalent to this 1 mole, and it is 2 moles, double to this, so that's why 0.316 moles per liter. Simple thing. So now what to do? We have to do that. We know that H plus ion concentration we already got that answer. Hydroxyl ion, and this one the what? The strontium ion. Concentration of both strontium ions and hydroxyl ion. This is the concentration, number of moles per liter. So that is the concentration, and concentration of H plus and pH. That is the Kw by OH minus concentration. You know that. So Kw is given, I know. We know that Kw is always 10 to the power minus 14, and OH minus concentration is 0.316, obviously. So what will be the answer over there? 10 to the power minus 14 divided by 0.316. Okay, the big answer is coming. Just write it that 3.165 into 10 to the minus 40. Just keep it in that way. Okay, that moles per liter. Done. So now calculate it. pH will be minus of log of concentration of H plus ions equals to minus of log of concentration of 3.165 into 10 to the power minus 14. Now calculate this pH. I am getting it. 14 minus log 3.165. It will be, yes, 13.5. So that will be our answer. Obviously pH is more than 7. Everywhere we are doing it and writing it in the bracket. pH is more than 7, pH is less than 7. Why? Because just to know that whether our answer is correct or wrong. We got the strontium hydroxide. Hydroxide is a what? Base, alkali. Obviously pH is more than 7. just near to 14. It is not expected to just reach 14 or more than 14. Then it is wrong. So this is 13.9. That's all about our today's numerical problem discussion. Not much, only 3 numerical problems I have given to you just to solve. Watch this video and then try to solve those. And if you have any doubt in among these solve, I hope there will be no doubt. That's why I have done this mode of teaching today. So I hope it will be helpful for you. Thank you.